What's up, party people? This is Tarkus Jude Mossberg here from Facebook, Jude's Junk, Facebook comic book shop, YouTube channel, now website. And the reason I created the website is because of what I'm going to talk about. Trying to do sales on Facebook is becoming harder and harder. Their algorithms are getting, quote, smarter. They figure out all the different ways we are getting in touch with clients. And they are trying to put the kibosh on it. If they don't get their 10 cents, 10%, just like eBay, they are finding ways to make it harder and harder. A couple of years ago, it's been people were doing these auction sales on a Facebook group, right? Um, and my guess is some people are still doing auction sites, although I don't see a lot lately. And it might be because of what I'm about to talk about. So you guys tell me if you're doing auction and you figured out a way around it. That's great. I don't do auctions, so I don't know. But that's where you post a book in the comment and everybody bids on it, and then every time someone comments on, you have 200 books. Every time someone comments on one of the 200 books, it bumps it up to the top of the group again. So that auction just stays up there for a day or two. But there's a lot of commenting. And then what you would do as the auctioneer is every time someone lost a bid, you'd go in and write your name underneath there. Okay, someone beat you. Someone beat you. And then again, you get a free bump and they get notified because apparently the notifications were not working very well. I was on some auctions and was not getting notified. So that flexibility to use it for auctions, my guess is they were cracking down. A little bit of history on Facebook Shop. That's where you create a business page and they want you to buy advertising on your business page, and you would create a shop. Well, a lot of us had shops on there, but they were just makeshift shops. We just went through the hoops, we created it, and in September of 2025, they canceled that. You can no longer have a shop that will be published unless the checkout is tied to your websites. That means you have to have a website, you have to have checkout capabilities. It took me a while working with AI to figure out the code to put in there so that the books would actually check out on your website. And then now my hard part is entering all my books on my website. I'm glad I went through the steps because Facebook's making it harder and harder. And I spent a lot of time building my shop and then it was obsolete. So I'm building my own website. They can't dink around with it or mess around with it. I'm keeping one master spreadsheet with everything, all my books, so that if I find a new site, I can just do a CVS transfer and get all the books into the new platform I might be using. I still haven't figured out how to turn on Instagram Shop. Apparently I have access to that. I just don't know how to do that yet and haven't figured out the time. But I just got like audited or something. Something happened where they're saying, hey, prove that you're a human and not just some kind of spam bot. And they had a video where they took, a video of me going up and down, left and right and all this stuff. And then they killed my profile for like an hour, they said. And I was freaking out because I've lost my profile twice before with no recourse, no explanation, no email to, what is it called, where you raise it up the chain and you want somebody to look at it. I talked to a guy at social media at my church who was saying, pay for that. What is it? That authentic thing. There's an option on your Facebook page and your profile or your page to pay for some kind of verification. It's $15 a month. He told me to do that because you have access to more customer support. So a couple of days ago, when they shut me down for an hour, I guess I couldn't sign up for that until they turned it back on. So they did turn me back on after an hour. I was freaking out because I've already had to do this twice over the last 2 years. No idea why. So as soon as it came back on, I paid the $15. There's a special right now. It's like $1 for the first month. And I was working with the customer service reps. I don't know if it's AI. I had to talk to 4 different people, 2 people online. Then they said they were going to call me, and then he said he couldn't handle it. So a human was talking to me. They were going to transfer it, and then he hangs up on me. So I get back online, and I'm complaining to that messenger support message, and I get a 4th person, and basically they say, we can't tell you specifically why everything was put on hold. So I can't make comments for a week. I can't start a new message. And there was a third thing I can't, but it was something I wasn't doing anyways. So I said, okay, if those are the only things I can't do, I can't comment, I can't start a new message, fine. But I was making marketplace ads. And then a day went by, and then they restarted my time because they're giving you a week penalty where you can't do anything on Facebook. You can still make sales on your shop, and you can still look and communicate with old clients and stuff like that. But the that end of that quarantine period was going to end on the 19th, and then a day or two went by, and then they said it was going to end on the 21st, and then today I got another one end on the 22nd. So I'm doing something wrong, and they're extending that time that I'm on quarantine. I can't comment, can't start new conversations, and I can't for the life of me figure out what I'm doing. I'm creating marketplace ads, but I'm only sharing 2 marketplace ads a day because a lot of groups don't want you to spam them. So I don't know if it's the marketplace ads. I just went in to do a marketplace ad and it said I reached my daily limit. So maybe while I'm on the, and I hadn't posted any today, but it said I reached my daily limit. So I don't even understand. So this quarantine period, they're making it harder and harder to sell stuff on Facebook. And they're probably creating these algorithms not just to stop people from selling things, but to create uh, there are probably some spam bots out there that are just, you know, doing spam, either junk spam or scam spams or marketing spams. I don't know, but it's making it really hard to interact with people. I'm still selling. People are still contacting me through um, Marketplace. So what I do is I have all my comic books up on my comic book shop on my page, Facebook page. And then I also create marketplace orders because I don't pay for advertising. That's how they make money is on your page of your shop. You pay for advertising. And then if someone comes over and buys one of your books, checks out on your website, they don't take a fee. They don't take a dime. Well, however you have the checkup set up on your website, that's when you'll lose your fees, whether it's, what is it, Skype or PayPal or whatnot. So Facebook doesn't take anything if they buy it on your shop, but if they buy it through Marketplace, then they take 10%. So what most people do is they'll see your Marketplace ads, and they'll contact you, and then they'll pay PayPal goods and services, whatever, Venmo, Zelly, and then you'll pay that 3% if buyer protection is involved. Um, Very rarely has anybody just bought on Marketplace anymore because they know that they're going to have to pay tax. So they usually try to get a lower price, so they contact you directly. But it's just making it harder and harder just to do business as usual, meaning the last 5, 6, 8 years, where we use social media as a communication tool. Then we sell to people directly, and the only fees we have to pay is PayPal goods and services. Facebook doesn't want us using them as that social tool and making money if they can't get a piece of that pie. So I go back to my page, which I might pay for marketing on that page to advertise those books. I might do that if I haven't done it yet. I'm really glad I have my own website because I'm getting sick of all these new things that, I could lose my profile tomorrow and not even know why. And I wouldn't even have access to that identity verification customer support because you can't log in because you've been kicked out. So I don't know how that identity verification is going to help if I get kicked out. So maybe that's a waste of money, $15 a month. Anyways, I'm just sharing this because if you're trying to sell onesie twosies, they're probably fine with. But if you're doing more and more business online, a lot of people are going to Instagram, and that's probably why. I kept wondering why Instagram is there really that many different buyers? More people are going to Whatnot. I'm sure there's just as similar fees on there, anywhere from 3-5% to 10-12% like eBay. So maybe that's, Facebook is going to just be for onesie twosies. And if you're going to be selling more and more, you either use the shop and pay for advertising. I'm going to have to get my shop up on Instagram. But still, people pay with a credit card. And that fee, I've built my base business on no fees. So a lot of trust, PayPal friends and family, a lot of Venmo, and that just that 3% a year is a lot. That might be enough to pay for all the taxes. You make 100,000, 3% is 3,000. That might be the taxes for that year. So um, I just thought I'd bring it up that it's getting harder and harder to do what I think is business as usual. A lot of you guys might already know this. You're like, yeah, that's why we gave up on Facebook. We moved to Whatnot, Instagram. Uh, I thought I was smart as an online person. I've been working in high tech since the early 90s, and I still can't figure out Instagram for the life of me. I don't get it. and and maybe I just need to sit down with someone that does get it and get some help. But if you're experiencing these problems, I used to think I had a process. There was a lot of different ways. There's a lot of groups that don't deal with marketplace. So if you just make a post in that group, but then if you're going to post to 30 groups, then you got to manually copy paste to all 40 groups. Whereas in a marketplace ad, you can share to 40 groups quickly. The groups that don't allow marketplace ads, you can go in and you can post in there directly, but then it's a lot more work because it's a manual post in 30, 40 different groups. Maybe that gets better eyes than a marketplace ad. A lot of people tell me people don't even look at marketplace ads, although that's what I've been doing is marketplace ads, and people contact me and they see it and then they buy from me that way. So I don't know what to do. I would love it if some of you guys have figured this out. If you sell a lot of books, and I do high-end books too, and I get buyers on Facebook. I think some of the buyers that are 40s and 50s that are buying bigger books, they probably are on Facebook. That's probably the market. I don't know. Maybe what's the term? The people that are on, maybe I don't know about Whatnot, but the people that are on Instagram, they're younger, and most of my buyers are older with more money. So go figure. I'd love it if any of you guys have good insight or advice, workarounds, whatnot, or if you just given up on Facebook because you keep running into these same kind of problems. Like I can't even do a marketplace ad, and I don't know how long I'm going to be on not without that capability. Supposedly, I'm supposed to be able to tag, create a post on my Facebook page, tag all my books in my shop, so that someone sees one of those posts and just clicks on the picture and it brings them right to my shop and they can check out. But that hasn't always worked. Anyways, kind of complaining, but this is for anybody trying to do sales on Facebook, and I thought I would bring it up as either a call for help or a warning shot that I think they're getting harder and harder and they're clamping down. And the more activity you do, the more you might get penalized, the more you comment. That's what they're telling me. You're commenting too much. So is that possible on social media? You're not supposed to, I'm like interacting with people. I'm not just spamming, but sometimes people ask a question, and on my YouTube video, I already did a, commonly asked questions video. And so someone says, how do I sell my comic books? And I just paste my YouTube video. Maybe they don't like that. So they just want short, pithy, handwritten answers that are not in the same exact context as on another group that you did, Let me know what you think, guys. Happy hunting. This Facebook thing is getting difficult. Have fun.